name is Lopez, fighting from Denver, Colorado, out of the John Jones training camp. August 20th, get ready for an explosive fight and some good fireworks because it's going down.
Johnny Rodriguez, fighting out of Killer Beat Camp. I'd like to thank all my sponsors. I'd like to thank Champion Boxing Team for all the sparring, helping me get ready for this fight. I'd like to thank everyone who's been instrumental in this training camp. Let's go get this guy.
It's time to meet the co-main event fighters, a professional 140-pound title bout. First, fighting out of the IMS Heating and Air blue corner, please make welcome Johnny the Punisher Rodriguez. Fighting out of the Farmers Insurance Thomas Swenson red corner. Please make welcome Manny Lopez.
Yes. Yeah. Because people never know that I all know the dude. I am amazing. With that nigga wood like a jig. Young boy moved up. Fire like Comba. One hand on my toe. Stay woke. Very careful. Either you win or you lose. Either come. I ain't not taking the air. 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 Either you win or you lose. Either come. I ain't not taking the air. 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 Failure's not an option. No, it's quitting. No, it's bitching. We just doing what we gotta. No excuses. See, the point is what you're missing. Many know it's on a mission. So if you ain't with this shit, we know the doses. See, we fail, baby. Get in the ring like a pretty boy. You'll leave looking like I be minding my own biz, but if you tripping, never will. Break us off a couple thousand in tax advances. So don't matter what. I ain't not taking the air. Either you win or you lose. Either come. I ain't not taking the air. 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 Either you win or you lose. Either come up or you fail. I am not taking the air.
The co-main event of the evening is presented by Spartan Labs. Check your local gym at SpartanLabsOnline.com to find Spartan Labs products at your fingertips. Spartan Labs, fueling the ultimate athlete and beyond. Welcome to the brand. It's time to meet the professional 140-pound championship fighters. First, fighting out of the IMS Heating and Air blue corner. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 140 pounds, professional boxing record of 8 wins and 1 loss. From Killer Bee Camp in Commerce City, Colorado, please make welcome Johnny the Punisher Rodriguez. And now, fighting out of the Farmers Insurance, Thomas Swenson, red corner. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 140 pounds. Holding a professional boxing record of 11 wins and 2 losses. From Delgados in Denver, Colorado, please make welcome Manny Lopez. This professional 140-pound championship bout is scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds. Referee Curtis Thrasher.
Our co-main event of the evening brings us Johnny Rodriguez. He's wearing the black and gold, represents the Killer Bees fight team. Facing off against Manny Lopez. Mr. Lopez represents Delgados, and he is wearing the black and white this evening. Referee Curtis Thrasher giving final instructions to the camps. Checking with the judges. Let's get those corner men out of there. And then we are off with Punchy Punchy.
Co-main event here, JR. This one's exciting. We're looking at Johnny the Punisher Rodriguez coming to us with an 8-1 record of 5 KOs. He absolutely blistered through Chino Carrillo in 2 rounds. I mean, he literally chopped up the body of Carrillo and just absolutely finished him in a devastating fashion. And he's dealing right now with a young 26-year-old coming to us at 11-2 with 6 knockouts, Manny Lopez. And this one should be a fight for the ages, JR. This one's Colorado all over it.
And Lopez looking like he might have a bit of a speed advantage there, whereas Mr. Rodriguez comes in looking broader, looking taller, and seemingly the power advantage. I mean, almost like he's in a different weight class, Ron. Wow.
Big guy. Very big, strong man. What I liked out of Lopez already is I saw him dig to the body early, and I just love that. I love that type of boxing. What's the word I'm looking for here? Discipline. Thanks for that.
Glad to help.
You just keep sitting there looking pretty, okay?
Know your strengths. And Rodriguez having a hard time dealing with the speed of Lopez. Once Rodriguez is in there, gets his power going, he's able to land well. But Lopez, not only the speed of the hands, but the speed of the footwork, doing a nice job of being very evasive here early in round 1.
He is, and look for Rodriguez to start cutting off Lopez, cutting off the ring like we talked about earlier, JR. I mean, just kind of being a little bit ahead of where Lopez is going to be going. That's what you're going to look for Rodriguez to do, and dig to the body just like you saw.
Rodriguez looking for that liver shot. Lopez had his elbows in place, covered it, took it on the arm. Good job with the defense by Lopez, and having felt that, he has to know that that's going to be a target Rodriguez is probably going to go after later.
Rodriguez possesses a fantastic left hook. We've seen him there. There it is. We just saw him tear it up to the body and finish that same hook to the head.
Rodriguez steps forward when he's in the pocket. He has a tendency to bend at the waist, and Lopez, probably 4 or 5 times, we've watched him work that uppercut. If he can get one up the middle and split the gloves of Rodriguez, he might have some success with that.
Oh, and now Rodriguez doing a really nice job of mixing strikes to the head and the body. Dug twice deep to the body, finished to the head. Beautiful job.
This is the 10-second clacker. I think Lopez probably going to try to flurry here, put his stamp on the round. And shows what I know, because they take it pretty even to the end of round 1.
I love it. Okay, JR.
Rack City chick, 10, 20s in the 50s chick, 100 VIP, no guest list, TT raw, no,
Yes, Ron?
JR. What did you see that Lopez was doing well? What did you see that Rodriguez was doing well in that first round?
The speed of Lopez was serving him well, and he was also stepping forward nicely. All night long, all we've been talking about is circular movement, lateral foot movement, but Lopez bridging the gap with a fast step, fast enough that Rodriguez unable to counter with the jab and keep Lopez off, so that fast forward step working well for him. Rodriguez mixing to the body and head, not letting his opponent know where that next punch is going to be targeted.
Agreed, 100% agreed. Saw the same thing. And let's keep in mind, this is an 8-round fight, JR.
Oh, and Rodriguez looking good here to start the second. Wow.
I love the commitment that I'm seeing from Johnny Rodriguez to go to the body on Manny Lopez.
Lopez again mixing well, rights and lefts.
Nice tight defense, though, from Rodriguez.
And you'd expect that.
Yeah.
The experience of both these guys. Oh, and that one almost looked a little bit low there. Left hand coming in, and now it's Lopez that gets off a nice shot around the elbow.
That was a beauty.
Yeah.
Thudding liver shot right there from Manny Lopez.
And Rodriguez almost a little too patient. Lopez has the speed advantage, and Rodriguez is waiting for him. That could be a dangerous proposition.
I do like the way Rodriguez is moving forward, not taking any backward steps. And I like the way that Lopez is throwing stinging shots. I mean, he's throwing to the body and throwing to the head, that check hook that we talked about.
And I think that's going to be what Lopez has to do here, just such a size disparity and power disparity that if Lopez stands toe-to-toe and tries to measure power for power, I don't think he's going to come out on the winning end of it. So has to keep that movement, has to keep those stinging punches going and win by volume.
Really nice job of both of these guys as they're in the pocket of keeping those chins tucked deep.
Lopez side to side, not letting himself get pinned in the corner and not being predictable on his exit either. Nice job. One of the longest uppercuts you'll ever see thrown right there by Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Covered about a third of the ring with that punch. And again, trying to work that body. Good job stepping off to the side. Ended up skipping that punch off the body a little bit. That's because of the hip movement of Lopez. But shot like that, if it lands effectively, one of those that can turn the tides.
I love this. I love the commitment that I see from Johnny Rodriguez. And we see that. That's his trademark. He digs to the body hard, and he sets up late round finishes just by doing that.
And the 10-second clacker sounded. And to the delight of the fans, we're going to round 3. Great technical boxing. And as I say that about Rodriguez, he comes out looking really fresh.
and lands a beautiful left hook to the head.
And again, Rodriguez trying to mix that punch level. Lopez was out of the way of it, but Just that beautiful classic body head that we love to see.
I'm seeing a really nice job of Manny Lopez taking that straight right hand and throwing it right down the pike, landing effectively in the pocket here. Oh, here we go.
Little toe-to-toe action there. Both guys willing to stand and trade. They call it trusting your defense. Put the hands in the right place, and you're going to be fairly safe. And both those guys working that right there. Rodriguez starting to work the range a little bit.
There's that straight right again from Lopez.
Yeah, as your punches come out and they have a little bit of curve to them, they call it winging your punches, trying to put more power into them. But, of course, that creates more distance that you have to cover, which takes more time. And Lopez not doing that, putting it out there in a straight line, and it's finding his target effectively for him.
Doing a really nice job of keeping his elbows tight to his body as well. Again, very textbook defensive style boxing, but beautiful offense coming right down the pike here.
Rodriguez really not working the distance to his advantage a whole lot so far. We talked about it, him landing some shots on the way out, using his reach well then, but I don't really see him trying to keep Lopez out at a distance.
No, and I agree with you. I'm a little bit surprised at that too.
Partially that could be because he's wanting to work the body so much, get in there, get his hips and his feet rotating on those punches, as opposed to throw an arm punch that might go out to the body farther from a distance, maybe just trying to see if he can wear his opponent down for later in the fight.
Still showing that committed body attack is Rodriguez, looking to pin Lopez into the corner and attack the body.
A nice ring awareness by Lopez, knowing where he is. He lets himself get close to the ropes. He lets himself be momentarily in the corner, but he's never been pinned.
No, and this is actually what he's doing. He's actually letting Rodriguez pin him against the ropes right now. And when he's doing that, Rodriguez is landing hard shots to the body, and you can see that they're taking their toll on Manny Lopez right now. And there's that body attack again.
Best flurry of the fight for Rodriguez to end the round there. He was really trying to put it on.
Sparta Combat League thanks Wayne Smoke Shack, True Texas Barbecue located in Superior, Colorado. Online, WayneSmokeShack.com.
So JR, let's talk a little bit about, here we are basically halfway through the fight. To me, I'm seeing that Rodriguez is putting the pressure on Lopez to this point. But you still have another half of the fight to go if you're in Lopez's corner. Are you pacing yourself, or are you going after the win right away?
Not right away. Going to go after the win, but I'm going to measure it out. I think that he probably feels the power difference, and he and his corners both probably know a knockout is not in the future for him, at least in this fight, I should say. But I think that by virtue of conditioning and footwork, he could start to pull ahead. Has to make sure he doesn't do what happened at the end of the last round, which is be put up against the ropes and let his opponent get off with the 4 and 5 punch combinations.
Yeah.
Especially the kind of punches that go to the body that drain your gas tank.
Yes, 100%. And I think he did catch an earful from his corner about getting busier.
And we've talked a lot about Rodriguez being the bigger fighter, but really not seeming to wear here at least halfway through the fight. Doesn't seem that he's slowed down any. We don't see Lopez starting to pull away with that speed or conditioning advantage. Rodriguez starting to let his hands come down now, sort of saying, hey, I can see what's happening here. I know where your punches are coming. Oh, and Rodriguez with a beautiful combination. Oh, and again Rodriguez lands with the check hook. Lopez answered nicely, but it was sort of a take 5 punches to get one.
Yeah, and Lopez showing a good chin right now, but again, that's not where you want to be against Johnny Rodriguez.
And what I'm seeing here in this round is Rodriguez really getting a read on Lopez.
Yes.
Just almost contempt in the way that he's putting his hands down and saying, go ahead and throw it because I'm going to see it coming.
And I don't think he's worried about the power of Lopez.
Lopez remaining calm in there.
God.
Sort of half arm, half body there, but we certainly heard it make contact. It's the kind that'll take a lot of energy out of your arms, even though they're not hitting the target of the organs per se. You know, it's still, you take enough punches on your arms, they're going to start to get a lot of blood pump in there.
That's right. Beautiful uppercut landed from Manny Lopez just a couple seconds ago as Rodriguez was coming in.
And Rodriguez momentarily looking like he thought he was going to have Lopez on the ropes, and Lopez does a nice circle step to his left, gets it back to center ring.
I don't like seeing that left hand so low on Manny Lopez right there.
Sneaky uppercut on the inside. Lands for Rodriguez, and Lopez steps forward with a power hook to the body.
Two.
And the corner of Rodriguez motioning for the uppercut. They're not calling it out because they don't want Lopez to know it's coming, but let's see if Rodriguez saw it. And Rodriguez cutting off the ring just by way of sticking his arm out there.
I like that.
Saying,
That's
if you
ring
go
savvy.
this way, I'm gonna slap you with it.
Yes. Good experience being shown right there from Johnny Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez, good job putting together a flurry at the end of the round.
Want to go ahead and say thank you to Sparta Combat Boxing for putting on SCL 5 Boxing, King of the Ring here in beautiful Loveland, Colorado on this August 20th. Dazzling night of fighting so far. Can't wait for the main event. But a really wonderful display of some high-level boxing tonight.
Yeah, these two really showing why they're involved in a co-main event of the evening. The technical display that they're putting on, and it's everything. It's the speed, it's the power, it's the decision of what punches to throw when. It's the mixing of the levels, and it's the footwork.
That's absolutely right.
And corners are still wiping up a little water out of the corner of Rodriguez, but away we go for round 5 action.
I think for Manny Lopez, he's going to have to get that jab going and working overtime right now because that jab can set up a lot of things for him if he keeps on it. But what I'm seeing is a lot of pressure from Johnny Rodriguez and really looking to give Lopez some difficult angles and some motion right now to kind of keep him off balance.
And again, the conditioning of Rodriguez really paying off. I didn't expect it by virtue of the fact that he seems so much bigger in the ring, but he really seems to be the one that's pulling ahead here toward the later rounds as far as keeping his movement going. We're starting to see Lopez not really slowing down with his footwork, not really slowing down with his punches. There's just a little less of it.
Yeah, no question about it. And we're starting to see that jab from Manny Lopez that we've been wanting to see all night, but now we're starting to see it, and I'm wondering if he's using it to set things up or to start totaling some points.
And that's the second time that we've seen Lopez walk in looking for the clinch, so I'm not sure if he's looking for a rest here to try to, per se take this round off and then save a little bit for the last few rounds, but walking in looking for the clinch, and if that's something that Rodriguez is able to pick up on, he's going to sense that those hands are coming down to try to wrap him up, and he might fire off something over the top.
Much, much better round for Manny Lopez this round, JR.
And Rodriguez asks him to come forward. See if Lopez obliges here. Not going to be baited into it. Snaps his punches out there, but doesn't bridge the gap with his footwork. And Rodriguez was setting that left hand up from about 5 punches away. And Lopez looking to be a little sneaky there.
I have seen Rodriguez kind of abandon that body attack in the last 2 rounds, and as I said that, there you go.
Thudding right to the body.
Nice stiff jab from Rodriguez.
And again to the body for Rodriguez. He took a couple of shots to get there, but it paid off. And the best uppercut of the fight lands for Rodriguez. I have a clear look at Lopez's eyes. He looks like he's 100% there, but that was a tough shot.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that if you're a pro fighter, you know you're going to have to deal with that, and Lopez did well.
And there's that body attack, that signature trademark body attack of Johnny Rodriguez.
End of the round. Number 6 coming up.
Thanks to Last Call Tavern at 7052 Baco Street in Denver. Your home for bar games, outdoor seating, and great food and cocktails. It's the Last Call Tavern in Denver.
JR, what are you seeing out of both corners right now? Are you seeing any fatigue? Are you seeing any kind of disparaging looks on these guys? What are you seeing?
Well, they're working really hard to cool off Lopez, swinging the towel, trying to get some air moving there. And Lopez almost a little bit slumped with his back against the ring, just trying to recover there. Whereas Rodriguez, you know, he's going into the 6th round of a fight, so I can't say that he looks fresh, but he looks to be the fresher of the two. And again, I mean, I've said it probably 4 or 5 times, but I'll say it again. Being the bigger fighter, I'm surprised by this.
Yeah, absolutely right. But you're right. He's coming out. He does look fresh. One of the things that I did notice was Manny Lopez kind of has been breathing out of his mouth for the last couple rounds, whereas Johnny Rodriguez is still breathing out of his nose, and we're in the 6th round?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If only they had some way to keep track of that. And both guys here as we start off the 6th, spending a little time not moving their feet. And almost like each concedes to the other, okay, we'll just stand here for a second, and neither of us going to have to chase the other around. And now they get back into it, and it's Rodriguez continues to look for power shots, and that speaks well of his conditioning, that he can keep the speed at the level that it was and still try to throw the power.
Yeah, he sure does. And on top of that, he's still the aggressor in this fight. He's been pushing this fight the whole time.
Yeah, Lopez was looking to keep the left arm out, try to keep Rodriguez at a measured distance, but Rodriguez not having any of it, says if you're going to leave the arm hanging out there, I know what to do about that. And Rodriguez just so disciplined in his defense.
Really is. Really is.
We talked about straight punches earlier and those uppercuts not coming around the side but going straight up the middle and landing nicely from Mr. Lopez.
And here I think Lopez is seeing that Rodriguez is kind of hunched over a little bit, leaning forward. And look at Rodriguez land. Beautiful combination right there.
Both these guys landed significant and telling blows on the other, but neither even staggered by anything yet.
I'm seeing a little bit of fatigue on Manny Lopez right now, JR.
Yeah, he almost let himself get trapped in the corner there for just a second. Rodriguez didn't step forward and take advantage of it, and Lopez recognized it. Again, that ring awareness and that savvy, and that speaks to the experience that he can be this late in the fight, seemingly having a little bit of fatigue and still know exactly where he needs to place himself.
Rodriguez landing good shots, again going to that body again. That's going to really pay dividends here in the next couple rounds, I think.
Yeah, the classic boxing term for it is money in the bank, that's just meaning you're landing those shots and it's just going to pile up and pay off for you later on. You use the word dividends, and that's exactly it. And there's the 10-second clacker, so we're going to go with at least another round, but Rodriguez, the last probably 4 rounds, at the end of each round, has really put together a nice power combination.
He really has.
And in his corner, Lopez looking a little fresher this time. He doesn't have that kind of slumped look. So maybe gathering a second wind here. And Rodriguez looks exactly as he did in round number 1.
I really like what I'm seeing out of Johnny Rodriguez. I think that this disciplined, trademark body attack that we know that he does on a regular basis, lends to that 8-1 record with 5 knockouts. I mean, that tells you a story right there.
Yeah, a lot of his power has been going to the body in the early parts of this fight. You talked about his knockouts. Let's see if he starts trying to put some of that power upstairs. Round 7, referee Curtis Thrasher calls the fighters to the center of the ring. And Rodriguez does go upstairs with power. And what a message that sends to your opponent that here we are late in the fight, and I'm going to step forward and punch you as fast and as hard as I did at the beginning of round 1.
And I'm going to set the tone for that round. That's exactly right. And again, Rodriguez just being the aggressor all night.
Yep, Lopez having to cover. Again, nice footwork in order to get himself out of trouble. But Rodriguez, those power punches, even if they're not finding a flush target on the head, you just hear the power and the thudding of them, and it lets the judges know, hey, that one scored. And now a little bit of flash and fancy footwork coming from Rodriguez, dropping his hands, circling out. A little bit of dancing type footwork, and makes Lopez miss. And that's something we haven't talked about, Ron, is punches that miss, how much energy that takes. You've really put so much power into it, and then whatever rotation or forward momentum your body has, you have to contract everything on the opposite side of the body to try to shut it down. And missing a punch really drains your energy.
And especially late in a fight where you've been taking a lot of shots to the body, it never helps. I mean, and here, look at Rodriguez just unloading right now.
Lopez still clearing his vision, fires off the counter right hand, scored well for him, but I would not say he got the best of that exchange. And referee Curtis Thrasher going to tell these guys to bring him up. One from Lopez went to the hip, and one from Rodriguez either at or below the belt line.
And an outstanding job, as always, by Curtis Thrasher.
And we talked about in some of our earlier fights, body rotation.
Yep.
You can see Rodriguez just winding up his body now, really looking to get just that extra little bit onto his punches. And the corner of Rodriguez saying, please step forward.
Oh, look at these body shots from Johnny Rodriguez.
Lopez looks to answer back. It just, and a nice crushing right hand snaps around the head of Rodriguez. And Rodriguez says, I'm tough enough to take that. Lands a couple of his own. Oh, these guys going off nicely here on one another.
Beautiful phone booth fighting right here as we speak. Rodriguez showing some toughness. Lopez showing some heart and some skill as he's landing that right hand. But a good finish again from Rodriguez.
Both guys listening for the bell well. Nice job of separating themselves there. Nobody looking for a cheap shot at or after the bell.
JR, here we go into the final round. How do you see this fight so far?
I have Rodriguez ahead. He's been landing the more powerful shots. He's been the one that's walking down his opponent. And I'd say as far as who's busier, they're fairly equal. But Rodriguez, you got to call more effective.
Yeah, I would say the exact same thing. I think that the consistent body attacks that have been landing for Rodriguez have really been the difference in the fight. And I'm actually looking at Johnny Rodriguez right now in the corner, and he really does look to be in outstanding condition going into the last round of the fight.
Referee Curtis Thrasher steps over, lets the fighters know this is the final round here in our co-main event of the evening, featuring these 240-pound fighters. And just like in the last round, Rodriguez comes out looking to put a big stamp on the early part of the round. Lopez ready for it this time. He ate a couple of shots, but he looked to answer back really fast.
You know, and Manny Lopez is landing that good check left hook right there, but I just don't think he's got enough power to hurt Johnny Rodriguez anymore this late in the fight.
And that's kind of been the story of the whole fight. I don't know that he had enough power to hurt him early in the fight either. And honestly, I got to say, you know, as much as we've talked about how hard Rodriguez has landed, Lopez never staggered in his footwork.
No, not at all. And I don't think he's been hurt tonight. I don't think either guy has hurt the other.
Yeah.
I think that the consistent body attack, though, from Johnny Rodriguez has really been the theme of this fight.
And there it is. And then he mixes it well going upstairs. And we talked that he might do that later in the fight. Said, hey, I've been working that body all night long. Let's see if I can go upstairs now that your hands are coming down a little bit. But to Lopez's credit, he's not letting the hands come down. He's, you know, they probably worked on that in camp, and they know Rodriguez is a body puncher, and they're going to say, no matter what, let's keep those hands up.
Yeah, no question. And we're seeing Rodriguez still pressing the action, definitely acting like the bigger man in this ring right now.
Almost came over the top with the shot to the back of the head. Caught himself, did Rodriguez. Referee just had to separate him and not warn him. And again, looking a little bit low there. That one was, you know, at or below the belt line from Rodriguez. And Lopez over the top with the right-handed. Had to eat a hard body shot to get it, but able to cuff the ear of Rodriguez to solid effect.
Whoa. Johnny Rodriguez, he is the body snatcher. Yes, I said it.
Well done. Lopez looking to turn up the pace here a little bit. Rodriguez willing to match him. Each of these guys spending a little time in the phone booth there, bent forward a little bit, giving the opponent a chance for an uppercut. Each has landed with it, and both of them continuing to work the body.
I really wish I would have seen this out of Lopez earlier in the fight, because it would have matched the same type of body attack that we saw out of Rodriguez all night long. Intense scrap here.
And the crowd lets them know that they love it. And there's the bell. End of the fight. We're going to take it to the judges.
What a fight.
up before the birds. Groundhog Day, let my dreams replay. Good morning. Am I really awake, or am I lost in the moment in the dreamy state? Thinking back to the days when it was all simple. Sandpit politics, no big issue. Win some, lose some, go and rush it off.
After 8 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Johnson scores the bout 77-75 Rodriguez. Judge Short and Judge Kugler scored the bout 76-76, declaring this fight a majority draw.